So this week's candidates are Dustin Wolf, our Minnesota Wild defenseman Brock Faber, Simon Edvinsson, another goalie, Yaroslav Askarov. And we have the results here.
We have the results.
A little surprised by that. Maybe I shouldn't have been, but
I am too. I'm actually too. I thought it'd be Faber or Askarov. Askarov just, it seems like he's getting a lot of hype, and I don't really understand why, but that's just me.
So the winner chicken dinner was Dustin Wolf at 40% of the vote, followed by Brock Faber at 28%, and then Yaroslav Askarov at 17%, and then coming in last was Simon Edvinsson at 16%. So that makes Dustin Wolf this week's Rookie Deep Dive. So we're going to learn some more about him. 22 years old, hails from Gilroy, California.
He's American. Goalie. Sweet.
American. Gilroy is south of San Jose, or as kids like to call it, San Jose. So this is funny. Now, I pulled this directly from Wikipedia.
I know exactly where you're going.
I cannot wait for your reaction to this. So I'm almost going to read it verbatim. At 6 foot and 175 pounds, he's extremely undersized for an NHL. They use the words extremely undersized.
Yeah.
That's not like a small person, but is it getting that bad in the goalie community where you have to be a giant in order to be like, it's like an NFL quarterback now?
It is. That's the thing. And it's funny. If you read any analysis, preview, anything on Dustin Wolf, his size is always the thing that comes up as a knock. And when they say 6 feet, really, it's probably 5'11".
Yeah.
They always add a couple inches. Now you put him on skates, he's probably 6'1". So that helps a little bit, but that doesn't help your arms get longer or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it used to be you had to be over 6 feet, or you had to be 6 feet or over. It's getting up to 6'2" now.
Now 6 feet is extremely undersized, quote unquote.
Well, yeah, and like I talked about this a long time ago on our show, there's actually a school of thought now thinking why goalies are getting, like, scoring rates are going up is because we're automatically discrediting a pool of goalies that might be really good NHL goalies because of their height. And
that makes sense.
Yeah, they won't even look at them.
All right, I'm going to counterbalance the extremely undersized.
Okay.
I have a banger for you right out of the gate.
Right,
in his last 4 seasons, he's been named goaltender of the year in the respective leagues he's played in. So twice for the Everett Silvertips in the WHL, once for the Stockton Heat in the AHL, and then once for Calgary Wranglers in the AHL. So that's pretty good. Last 4 seasons, named goalie of the year. And not too bad for the 214th overall pick in the 2019 NHL entry draft by the Calgary Flames. Now, Troy, this is going to get emotional.
Well, now I'm changing the list we use for the greatest numbers now.
In September, the Hockey Writers named Wolf the #1 NHL goalie prospect ahead of Devin Levi at number 2, and then shockingly, inexplicably, our guy Jesper Wallstedt at number 3, who all we've been told is like the greatest goalie since goalies were created. He has a precipitous fall from number 1 with a bullet now to number 3, looking up at both Devin Levi and Dustin Wolf here. So what happened, Troy? Should we be worried as Wild fans?
I don't think so. We'll be okay. It's a goalie. Probably had a bad game when they wrote this article.
Well, I had to do some digging. And the Hockey Writers have pointed out that Wallstedt was like incredibly dominant, I guess, in the SHL, which would be the Swedish Hockey League. And then came over to the AHL and then was not quite as dominant. Good, fine, but didn't rip it up like Dustin Wolf did here. So Wolf finished his WHL career, pretty insane numbers, Troy. Listen to this, 106 wins, .935 save percentage, 1.84 goals against average, 24 shutouts in 124 games. I would take that.
I will say this too. I've been reading a lot of articles recently on how the WHL is now the premier league in, whatever, the Canadian Hockey League, how it's becoming the best in the world for that age group of players. Really? So that's not a small feat that he accomplished there.
He finished the 2022 campaign as the CHL goalie of the year. So that's a big deal, covering all 3 leagues. And in 2021 with the AHL Stockton Heat, he went 33, 9 and 4, 2.35 goals against, .924 save percentage. Then he followed that up the next year in the AHL with the Everett Silvertips, where he had an extremely impressive 42, 10 and 2. That's crazy.
Is this like
2.09 goals against and .932 save percentage.
Is this like Calgary can't figure out where to send him, or they keep loaning him, or how? Why does he end up in a different AHL team every year?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have time to look it up, but I was like, yeah, because they have their own AHL team, right? So why wouldn't he play for the Calgary Wranglers?
I know. Sometimes they loan him. I think it's like a playing time issue or things like that.
He ended up playing 1 game in April for the Flames at the NHL level. He allowed 1 goal and a win ended up with a .958 save percentage, which is why he's a 2023-24 Series 1 Young Gun, because he was that holdover rookie as having played in that 1 game last spring. And he started this season back at the Calgary Wranglers, and in 3 games played so far is 3-0, 3.27 goals against, .910 save. So is it over? Is he suck now or what? No. He gets the wins though, right?
He gets the wins.
So in reading more about him, due to his smaller than average size, Wolf plays more an upright style than is typical for modern goaltenders. Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
He has received praise for his high skill in lateral movement and positioning, as well as his quick reflexes.
Well, he better do all those things if he's on the smaller side. He
Yeah.
needs to be in the right position, needs to take away the angle, get good depth. And with him, he probably can't play as deep as the big guys. So if there's rebounds and stuff, he's got to fly and be quick and react a lot faster than the big monsters out there right now. The Ben Bishops of the world.
There you go. Wolf is noted for his warm-up routine at the start of each period, which is concluded by a vertical jump. Had you seen that before?
I have. It's crazy how high he gets. It's almost scary.
Yeah. I would slip and fall and break my neck, probably. So he's been doing this routine since he joined the Everett Silvertips. What's up with all these young goalies and their kind of cool routines? We have Jedi Masters, we have vertical jumpers. What's going on? Are they teaching this in youth now that you have to have like some sort of like flash or flare to stand out as a goalie?
Well, the big thing is the goalies are always the weird ones, right? There's always some little tick or something. They're always the goofy ones, so that's probably where it's coming from. But no, I don't think they're teaching that. I teach a goalie when he lets up to goal to figure out something to do, like skate to the boards or, bang the post with your stick, something to reset yourself, like an errant baseball, slap your glove.
Teach him to skate over to the glass and start yelling at somebody in the stands.
Hey, I've said this before our show at the University of Denver when I was going to go for games, and I think it was either late 80s, early 90s. They had a goalie. His last name was Wallaheimo. He was from Scandinavia. He was the greatest goalie I ever saw because he would make a save, turn immediately around to the Gopher student section and start taunting him. And that's all he did all game. He was the greatest ever. I loved watching him play.
A little bit of a logjam right now in Calgary as far as the goalie position. So you have Jacob Markstrom, who's clearly still the number 1 guy. And then it sounds like in a couple articles that I found that the Flames might be looking to move Dan Vladar to make room for Wolf. He would seem like that would be probably the move, right?
Yeah.
He's the number 1 prospect. So at one point, I think you had put Vladar on your goalies to watch list.
I did.
It doesn't seem like it panned out real well for him.
No.
In that regard. Dustin Wolf is a 2023-24 Series 1 Young Guns, number 210. Last 5 raw sales averaging $14.60. Pretty cool picture. I like that for goalie. I have to show you this one too, Troy, and I want your opinion on it. So here's this Young Guns canvas. Do you like this image and style for a goalie card?
Well, it's pretty cool. I mean, I know who it is, obviously, with the name, but doing the splits and whatever's on the back of his helmet, it's pretty cool.
So last 5...
do you think the value's hurt because it's like doesn't have his face?
No, last 5 sales on his Young Guns canvas are averaging $23.28.
Oh, wow. Good for that.
You know what I think I've noticed, though, is that I feel this could be wrong, but just in looking at these releases for like 5 flagship releases in a row very, very closely, I feel like actually Canvas have higher values out of the gate
Hmm.
than the base Young Guns, but then within 6 months, that's totally flip-flop. But maybe we'll have to put that on the list of things to explore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Dustin Wolf.